and welcome to our live Little Red Hen program. We're so excited to have you here today. As a reminder, the week prior to each of our summer programs on Tuesday and Thursdays at 2 o'clock, you can pick up your activity packs at any of our Osceola library branches. That way you can do our programs along with us. So that we know how many of you are watching, make sure you enter how many of you are at home watching our program today in the chat or in the comments below. And now introducing Sarah. And now introducing
Miss Lisa!
Miss Lisa!
Hi everybody, I'm Miss Lisa. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about the Little Red Hen, and I'm going to be reading for you a Little Red Hen story. Now I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story of the Little Red Hen. We do have one at the library. This one's in English and in Spanish, and it's basically about a little red hen who finds some wheat grain and wants to make bread. And she asks all of her friends if they will help, but no one wants to help her. Now this one is going to be a little bit different, but just a little background information. Now this is The Little Red Hen Makes a Pizza by Philemon Sturgis, and it was illustrated by Amy Walrod. And in this book, it's going to be a little different than the one I was just telling you about. But now the Little Red Hen, that version was originally published in the St. Nicholas magazine in 1874, and it is an American fable, and it was meant to teach the kids an important lesson. Now, fables are a little bit different than fairy tales. The main difference between a fable and a fairy tale is that the fable usually has a moral lesson at the end, whereas a fairy tale is basically just to entertain you. All right, but both types of stories are handed down or passed down through oral tradition. That's the way they used to tell their stories and teach their kids. So this, like I said, is The Little Red Hen Makes a Pizza. The Little Red Hen Makes a Pizza. There we go, we see our little red hen there. The little red hen had eaten the last slice of her tasty loaf of bread. She'd sip a cup of chickweed tea soup, not tea soup, what did I say? Chickweed tea, and taken her nap. Now she was hungry again, so she scratched through her cupboard and spied a can of tomato sauce. Why don't I make a lovely little pizza, she said to herself. She rummaged through her pan drawer. There were bread pans, cake pans, muffin pans, frying pans, all kinds of pans, but not one single pan was large and round and flat. Cluck, cluck, she said. I need a pizza pan. She stuck her head out the window. Good morning, she called. Does anybody have a pizza pan? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. And while you're looking, look at those pictures. It looks like she made them out of paper instead of actually drawing them. That's how the illustrator illustrated this book. That's what's really neat. Very well then, I'll fetch one myself, said the little red hen. So she went to the hardware store. She bought a pizza pan, a large mixing bowl, a pizza slicer, and some other stuff. When she got home, she opened the cupboard. She saw beans and rice, sugar and spices, jars of jam and jars of honey, and even pickled eggplant. Ugh, but no flour. Cluck, cluck, she said. I need flour. She stuck her head out the window. Hello, she said. Who'll run to the store and get me some flour? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. They're not being very good helpers, are they? Very well then, I'll fetch some myself, said the little red hen. So she went to the supermarket. She bought some flour, some salt, some oil, and some other stuff. When she got home, she opened the fridge. Cluck, cluck, she said. There's cream cheese, blue cheese, string cheese, and Swiss cheese, but no mozzarella cheese. So she stuck her head out the window. Excuse me, she said. Who will go to the store and buy me some mozzarella? Do you have any idea what they said? Do you see a pattern here? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Very well then, I'll fetch some myself, said the little red hen. So the little red hen went to the delicatessen. She bought some mozzarella, pepperoni, and olives, some mushrooms, onions, and garlic, a can of 8 small anchovies, and some other stuff, but no pickled eggplant. When she got home, the little red hen put on her apron and she stuck her head out the window. Good afternoon, she said. Who will help me make some pizza dough? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Very well then, I'll make it myself, said the little red hen. So she put the flour and some other stuff into her mixing bowl and stirred and mixed and mixed and kneaded and pounded until she had a big bowl of pizza dough. After the dough rose, the little red hen rolled it flat and folded it and rolled it again and spun it around her head several times. When the dough was just right, she tossed it way up in the air one last time for good luck and put it in her pizza pan. Then she stuck her head out the window. Excuse me, she said. Who will help me make the toppings? What do you think they said? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. Very well then, I'll make it myself, said the little red hen. Whoops. So she chopped and grated and sliced. Next, she opened her can of tomato sauce and spread it all over the pizza dough. On top of that, she put some grated mozzarella, some sliced pepperoni, some chopped olives, some mushrooms and onions and garlic, 8 small anchovies, and some other stuff, but no pickled eggplant. The little red hen looked at her pizza. It looked just right. She put it in the oven and sat down to sip a cup of chickweed tea. Pretty soon, a delicious smell drifted from the oven. It filled the room and floated out the window. My lovely little pizza must be ready, she thought. It was lovely, but was that a little pizza? No, it wasn't. It wasn't very little. So she stuck her head out the window. Good evening, she said. Would anybody like some pizza? What do you think the duck, the dog, and the cat said? Can you guess? What did the dog say? What did the duck say? What did the cat say? They all said yes, of course. But the cat scraped most of the toppings off his share. When the pizza was all gone, the little red hen made herself another cup of chickweed tea. Then she asked, who will help me do the dishes? Now can you guess what the duck, the dog, and the cat each said? Do you think they said not I? Or do you think they wanted to help out? I think you're right. They each said, I will, I will, I will. And they did. They helped to wash the dishes. Now that's a little different than the original Little Red Hen. In the original Red Hen, what happened was the Little Red Hen said, who wants to help me eat the pizza? And when they said, I will, she said, no, you won't. And she ate the pizza all by herself. Now, the moral of the story is that hard work pays rewards in the end. So the Little Red Hen in the other story, her reward was she got to eat the pizza all by herself. But this Red Hen was very nice. She shared it with her friends. So, now, if you like this book, you can get some of these other books that are takeoffs on the Little Red Hen at our library. Like I said, we have the Little Red Hen, which is also in English and Spanish. We have the Little Red Pen, which is about a little red pen that is going to help grade homework. And we also have Little Red Henry, which is about a little boy that wants to do things on his own, but guess what? Everybody wants to help him. So check those out at the library. And speaking of libraries, if you bought our activity pack at the library, there wasn't really any supplies in there because, they wouldn't last that long. But with this comes our recipe. So today what we're going to do is we are going to make English muffin pizzas. Now what you will need is you will need some English muffins. You will need some pasta sauce. You will need some mozzarella cheese. You'll need a spoon and a fork, a tablespoon measurer, a spatula, some aluminum paper, and either a toaster oven or a microwave or a real oven. But just a warning, since it will be hot, you will be using the oven, you are going to want to set your oven to 350 degrees to preheat it, but that's for your grown-up to do. So please make sure you get your grown-up to do that part of the activity. All right, we don't want any to get hurt. First thing you do, after you wash your hands, set your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're going to take your English muffin. Now, do you guys know how to open up an English muffin the real way? Some of you might just take a knife and cut it, but what you're really supposed to do is use your fork. You put your fork into the center of the muffin and you pull just a little bit. And then you go around the whole outside, pulling just a little bit. And what's gonna happen is when you do this, and it's open all the way, you're gonna get what they call those little nooks and crannies inside that hold the butter if you're just using butter, but if you're making pizza, it's gonna hold your pizza sauce. And you can see all those little nooks and crannies that'll hold that sauce. Now, the first thing I wanna do, you don't have to do this step, but what I like to do is I like to take it and I like to put it in my oven or my toaster and get it toasted. That way, it won't be, I'm putting my toaster in, that way it won't be so soggy. And once you toast that, it's going to come out looking just like this. Look how nice and toasted they are. And like I said, that way it won't get soggy from the sauce. Now, you can take a tablespoon and use your pasta sauce, or you can use a real tablespoon. And this is going to be not an exact measure. Last time when I baked a few weeks ago, I used exact measures. We don't have to for this. It's gonna be how much you like. So I'm going to take my sauce, and like I said, I could use pasta sauce. In this story, she used tomato sauce. You could use actual pizza sauce. They make pizza sauce, whatever sauce you like. And you're going to take just a little bit, like a tablespoon, and you're going to spread it all around. And you can get a little bit more and spread it on the outside if you would like that. But toasting the English muffin is what keeps it from getting too soggy once you put the sauce on it. So now that I put the sauce on it, I'm going to take some cheese. Hey, what happened to my cheese? There's hardly any in here. I think somebody was eating it. My goodness. Huh, I just opened this package. All right, I'm gonna take some cheese. Now I've got the mozzarella cheese. All right, I'm gonna put it on top. And I love cheese, so I'm gonna use a lot of cheese. I'm gonna cover up all that sauce, just like that. But you can use different kinds of cheeses if you want. They make a 5 Italian blend where they have other things in it, like Osceola or provolone or Parmesan or Romano. You can also take this and put some Romano cheese or Parmesan cheese on top. And now's when you might take and put some seasoning on it. You could use some garlic or some oregano too. And then you're gonna put your toppings on. Now, in that book, she added a lot of toppings on it. What do you like on your pizza? Put it in the chat box for me. Tell me what you like on your pizza. I like mushrooms and onions. So I would put mushrooms and onions on my pizza. Some people don't like anything, and that's okay. Now, the Little Red Hen put anchovies on hers. Ugh, I don't like that. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook this. And on the recipe, you'll see that there are 3 different ways that you can cook it. You could cook it in a conventional oven, which is just your oven in the kitchen, all right? That would be a preheated 350 degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, but you wanna keep an eye on it so that the cheese melts but doesn't get too brown. You could do it in a toaster oven like I'm going to do. Same thing, I preheated it to 350 degrees, and you really wanna watch it in the toaster oven. Again, that's only for 8 to 10 minutes, a little bit shorter, but you wanna make sure it's not gonna get too brown. But you can also do it in a microwave. Now, the only thing with the microwave is that you're gonna follow these steps above, but you don't wanna put your toppings on yet. Don't put the toppings on before you put it in the microwave. So you're gonna put it on the microwave on low setting. You're gonna watch the cheese maybe 10 to 15 seconds at a time, and it's gonna be really, really hot. All three of them are gonna be really, really hot, but especially in the microwave. And then you're gonna put in the microwave, you're gonna put your toppings on after the cheese melts. But remember, you won't be able to cook the toppings in the microwave. All right, so it's something that needs to be cooked. You only wanna do that in the oven. But you could put something like a pre-cooked pepperoni on it. Now I'm gonna take it and I'm going to put it in my oven. Oh, you wanna make sure you have your little pot holder. I'm gonna take it and I would put it in my oven, and guess what? I have some that are already done for you, and that's what they look like. You can see the cheese is nice and melted. My English muffin is still all toasty and not too soggy, and that is your English muffin pizza. So I hope you had fun today, and I hope you enjoyed the Little Red Hen Makes a Pizza. And actually, I see some of my friends over here. Hey guys, you want to come back?
Yes.
Would you like to try a pizza?
Yes, please.
Let me. It's gonna be hot.
Okay.
But remember, there's one for you. Do you know what happened? It was really weird. I went to make my English muffin pizza, and half of my cheese was gone.
Yeah,
so
that's
there's not too
very
much
strange.
cheese on it.
Cheese is my favorite.
Really weird, isn't it?
Oh, it's very weird. So look, be careful. Is that
Really
yummy?
crunchy.
They're crunchy and
All right,
really
you can make
good.
them crunch, so make sure you toast them first.
Mm.
And I want to thank you guys for joining me.